Next slide. Next slide, Kalpana. Okay, first thing, why do we need to learn brain? का शिकायचा ब्रेन? कोणती गोष्ट कारणाशिवाय केली तर ती फळ देत नाही. So first thing that I want to tell you one story about washing machine. काही दिवसांपूर्वी washing machine at my place आणि machine आलं, so I was very happy about the whole thing की आता machine आले. I told my maid that you can leave, I will do it on my own because I already have a machine. आणि ते मशीन आणून ठेवले. मी खूप सारे जुने कपडे काढले, धुवायला घातले, साबण चुरा घातला, भरपूर सारं पाणी घातलं आणि I was very happy की आता काही कष्ट न करता, बाईवर डिपेंड न राहता I can wash my. Is it okay? Can you hear me? People can hear me?
Yes, I can. We can
Yes.
hear you. Yes.
Yes, that is little distracting for me because people cannot hear me and then in between I get a message. So coming back to my link will take little time for me, but I will try my best. Okay, so the machine was with me and I'm trying to wash my clothes into that machine. हे करता करता असं झालं की मी मशीनचे सगळे बटन फिरवली आणि मशीन मध्ये कपडे घातले. I switched on the machine. थोडा वेळ मशीन फिरलं फिरलं, खूप सारा फेस झाला and I was happy. Machine is working very well. थोडा वेळ झाला आणि मी टायमर चांगला खूप एक जवळजवळ अर्धा तासाचा टायमर लावला होता. त्याच्यानंतर माझ्या असं लक्षात आलं की इतका वेळ टायमरची काही गरज नाहीये आणि निम्म्यापर्यंत 15 मिनिटानंतर इट्स इनफ फॉर मी टू आय शुड स्टॉप द मशीन. असं वाटल्यानंतर मी मशीनचं ते टायमर हातात धरला अँड देन आय जस्ट स्विच्ड इट. या पीपल आर सेइंग आय शुड टॉक इंग्लिश. Okay, so I'll use more of English and less of Marathi, Kalpana. Is that okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, people are demanding that please I should talk in English. Yeah, so for Marathi people, I will use very simple English. Don't worry, you will understand this English. It's not very fast and very simple. So if you have a problem, you don't understand some content in English, you can get back to me. I will try to explain that in Marathi. So more of English now. Okay, so then I turned on that machine's timer to 0 and the machine was okay. Nothing happened. I was happy. I removed all the clothes and dried them and they were looking very bright and nice. Next day, the same thing. Third day, the same thing. Again, I'm misusing the timer. I'm just turning that timer with my force and getting it onto 0. After 1 week, what happened to my machine was all of a sudden it makes a cranky voice and machine just stopped. And I was like, my God, we just got the new machine and it's within a week, it's not working. I called up that person and then I told him that this has happened. So he told me that show me how you used this machine. I was showing him that I put the timer for 35 minutes and in between I realized, so I'm just operating timer on my own. So I'm getting it to 0. Every time I'm just pressing it hard to get it to 0. And that's why he said yes. Yes, but then Shireen, that's connection is not in my hand. I cannot do anything about this. I have to go on with my lecture. Maybe you can try putting off your video. Sometime that works. That's what I know. But then you try that. Okay. Then that person was telling me that you're using the machine in a wrong way. This is not the way you should operate the machine, and that's why. Smita is also complaining that my voice is not clear. But then Kalpana, I cannot do anything from my end because everything is at your end. Is it okay?
सर्वांनी आपले व्हिडिओज ऑफ करा, त्याच्यामुळे बँडविथ वाचेल आणि आवाज क्लिअर येईल. दुसरी एक गोष्ट, काही वेळानंतर आपोआप तो आवाज क्लिअर येतो आणि मधामधात आपण डिस्टर्ब नको करायला. याचं रेकॉर्डिंग पण आपल्याकडे असणार आहे, तर त्याच्यामुळे व्हिडिओ ऑफ करा सर्वांनी. त्यामुळे सुद्धा तुमचं ते प्रॉब्लेम सॉर्ट आउट होईल. काही वेळाने तो आवाज आपोआप क्लिअर येईल. येस नीतू, प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Yes. And this is how my machine was working for so long and then it just went off. And then I realized because I didn't know why this happened to my machine. So the simple answer to it that I didn't know how to use the machine. I did not take the training from that person. He was trying to explain me that I will teach you. And I was like, it's very simple. I can do it on my own and didn't allow him to teach me how I should operate, what I should do and what I should not do. Actually, which I want to relate why we need to learn brain. Now, there's another 3 lines you can see on my screen. We say that we see with our eyes, of course. We smell with our nose, and we hear with our ears, and we learn with our brain. Isn't it? We learn with brain. Yeah, of course, we need eyes, we need other things to learn, but the main thing, the CPU, is our brain. And if we don't know how it works, what we should do and what we should not do to the brain, then, and we use the wrong way, the way I used the wrong way to use my washing machine, and just the spring went off. The same thing will happen to our children's brain if we don't know what brain is, how it works, what we should avoid, what we should give them more. If we don't know our brain well, it is impossible. We are learning, our teaching program is not going to go very well. Machines are going to go off same way. Their CPUs inside the brain are going to go off one day. So simple thing, if somebody tells me that you make a hand glove, and if I don't know what hand is, how hand looks like, I don't know there are 5 fingers for my hand. One is small, one is on this side and 4 together. This one is small. If I don't know my hand well, is it possible for me to make a perfect glove for myself? I cannot make a glove. So it's the same thing for all the teachers. If learning part is our brain, and if we don't know how it works, it's useless teaching our children. We have to know brain. So my first slide says, why do we need to learn brain? Because the learning where it happens inside your brain, inside your head is your brain. And that's why we have to know brain very well. Yeah, so then we go for the next slide. Okay, now today's my content is, first one is making a model of a brain. So that was actually when I conduct a workshop, it's like everybody makes that model. Here it is not possible, so I've tried to put it into my collage where I will be explaining. Second one is lobes of brain. Third one is evaluation of brain, learning steps, learning pattern, basic needs of brain, and role of a teacher or a parent's role. Both the roles I'll be explaining in this slide. So let's go one by one, each one. I'll be doing little bit of one. I will complete 2 slides and take a review of whatever you've understood. Every after 2 slides, I will review what you have understood or not. So we go for the next one, making a model of a brain. If you are having a clay with you, you can just try this model at your end. It's very simple model. You need clay for this. So the first picture, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 collage pictures together. The first one, in a red one, you can see a small ball, a peanut size ball. So what you have to do is just roll a small ball of peanut size in white clay. I have been using 3 different colors so that when you make a model, you can understand. So the first one is making a small ball with a clay. I'm sure everybody's understood the first slide. Now I talk about the second slide. Now use another color, which is I've been using pink color. So just take a little more, clay, and then just make a bowl out of it, like we make modak, and then try to insert. The third slide, you can see you put the first ball, the peanut size ball, inside the pink bowl and just cover it. The way we make our roti, or the way we put stuffing for parathas. So now the pink bowl, and then we make a ball ready. Now third step, what we do is we take little of it and try to put the pink ball inside the yellow one. And again, the same like paratha thing, and we make a complete yellow ball. So you can see in the second row, the last slide, where I have made the yellow ball ready. Now come to the last row, where the first picture, where you see one knife there. Now I'm cutting that model into 2 parts. So you see one sharp knife, you take one sharp knife and try to cut that model into 2 pieces, and now you will have 2 different like 2 different parts. दोन भाग बनलेत, ज्याच्या आतमध्ये you see white, and then you see covered with pink and yellow. This is how the brain looks inside. These are the 3 layers of our brain: the white one, the pink one, and the yellow one. And the last slide, where you see I've added one more peanut size white balls at the end. That's nothing but the small brain. So in all, in your head, the brain is situated inside your skull. And when you cut the brain, it looks like this. And learning happens inside these layers. So that's why I made the model. I'll be putting this slide for some time. I want you people to see it carefully, because when I will be teaching you inside the brain, you should be able to visualize what I'm talking about. So it's the simple thing. I will wait for 1 minute. Then you can just say number 1. Till now, if you're understanding and you are okay with everything, just type 1 on the screen. Okay, so many of you have written number 1, so I feel that I should go for the next one. Till here, everything is clear. You can do this for your students, you can do it for your teachers when they want to understand the brain. Now, the next content for me was lobes of brain. There are 4 lobes, as the names are here: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe. You must be thinking, why ma'am is reading all this? Can't we read this? But I want these words to go in your ear many a times so that you can repeat that. Sometimes when it's a workshop online, offline, and I'm teaching in a live workshop, I make it a point that every person says this behind me 5 times, because the names and everything should be inside you. So at your end, you will repeat this 3 times in your mind. Say frontal lobe, frontal lobe, frontal lobe, parietal lobe, parietal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, occipital lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe, temporal lobe, and temporal lobe. It's very simple. There's no need that you remember or memorize all this by rote learning. Just put your hand the way I am doing and see behind me. The frontal lobe is this part of the brain. So this is frontal lobe. Okay, all cognitive work is done here. बौद्धिक काम सगळं जे काही मेंदूचं असतं ते फ्रंटला केलं जातं. म्हणून काही वेळेला आपल्याला आठवलं नाही की पण असं आपटतो. That is frontal lobe. Cognitive work taken care in the front part. Then is a parietal lobe, which is on top here. You can see yellow part on your screen. That's called parietal lobe. Okay, then is the behind is an occipital lobe, which is behind here and is associated with your eyes. बघण्याचं सगळं काम ऑक्सिपिटल लोब कडनं केलं जातं. And temporal lobe is right here on top of ears. On both the sides you see temporal lobe. ऐकण्याचं काम, listening thing is taken care by temporal lobe. Okay, the way I'm explaining is not that simple, but broad way ni ही कामं त्या लोब मध्ये केली जातात. So frontal is associated with some other function, parietal is with other function, occipital is with your seeing capacity, and temporal is all about hearing. So these are the lobes. We have 4 lobes in all. So when we cut the brain into 2 parts, we are cutting the lobes also into 2 parts. So they are like this. And now you see the blue part down in your slide. That is nothing but what I added into my first slide. The white part at the bottom, and I called it as a small brain. So in this screen, you can see the blue part with lots of line. It is nothing but small brain, which is also important. We'll be learning in our next program about small brain. So I'm sure you have learned about the 4 lobes and their functions, isn't it? If you've understood this, just type 2 in chat box. Yes, many of people have understood till here. Now we go for the next slide. Next slide, Kalpana. Okay, now evolution of brain. Okay, so it says reptile brain, emotional brain, and cognitive brain. So I have one picture on my slide on your right side. So you see the green part. I have used the same colors to explain the brain. So green part is a reptile brain, yellow part is an emotional brain, and the red part is cognitive brain. The same model what we made into our first slide where we was making the model, the same colors I tried to use. So the white part which is green, now showing in the picture is green, that is a reptile brain. So how do we understand this? What is evolution? Evolution is nothing. When human beings were born, they were born like apes. We had 4 legs. आपण प्राण्यांसारखे होतो. मग आपल्यात बदल होत गेला. 4 पायाचा प्राणी 2 पायावर आला. 2 पायाचा प्राणी आता आपण असे झालो. असं करत करत असे आपल्यात प्रगती होत गेली. उत्क्रांती. मराठीमध्ये एव्होल्युशन इज उत्क्रांती. मेंदूची उत्क्रांती जशी होत गेली, जसं आपल्यात बदल होत गेले, तसा मेंदूत पण काही कारणांनी काही वर्षांनी बदल होत गेले अकॉर्डिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द एन्व्हायरमेंट. तर पहिला जो ब्रेन आहे, हो हिंदी, somebody is telling me to use Hindi now. Kalpana?
हा येस नीतू.
Somebody is asking me, can you explain in Hindi?
Not possible for that using.
I'm so sorry, I won't be able to explain into Hindi because basically my Hindi is not that good and not possible for me to switch from one language to and 3 language. I can do 2 language at one time. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so let me go ahead with this. Suppose, take an example. This has never happened, but suppose I have a child in my class who just got one reptile brain and he doesn't have an emotional brain and cognitive brain. And somehow I try to hit that child. What will be his reaction? He just got reptile brain. He will just run away or he will hit me back. This is the only thing it will happen if I have only reptile brain. Like the reptiles do, the snake. एकदा जर का मी समजा सापाला मारलं, सापाच्या अंगावर पाय दिला, तर साप 2च गोष्टी करेल. एक तर तो मला उलटत चावेल किंवा पळून जाईल. So when we had first brain called reptile brain, the child will work like this. Then after many years, we had an emotional brain, which is shown in yellow part. So now we have green and yellow part. Just imagine for some time that now we have 2 parts, green and yellow. What will happen in the class now? If this child has got only 2 brains, green and yellow, if I hit this child, now the first thing he might hit me back or run away, or he might start thinking. No, he might not start thinking. He just got emotional brain. He will start crying because his emotional things have now developed. So second part is emotional brain. After that comes a cognitive brain. Now my child in my class, today's children in my class, they have all these 3 layers. And if I hit this child, what will he do? He will not cry. He will control his emotions. He will not run away. The reptile brain will not allow him to run away or hit me back. In fact, his cognitive brain will help him to think why teacher is doing this. Where did I go wrong? I shouldn't have done this thing. And all these things, बौद्धिक काम जे काही सगळं आहे ते सगळं व्हायला लागलं. And now today we have all these 3 layers in our brain. Maybe in future, some development will happen. Like now we see that children are born with technology. So maybe they have one more layer on their brain. And this is how the evolution of brain is going to go on and on. And after many, many years, the brain might not look like what it is looking on the slide now. So till here, I was explaining how brain has been developing year by year. So from reptile brain to emotional brain to cognitive brain. So these were the 3 parts of brain where slowly development has happened. Okay, now we go with the next slide. If you've understood this part, just type 3 on the chat box. Yes, Kalpana, we can go for the next slide. Many of them have said 3. Yes. Now learning steps. All the teachers, just close your eyes for 2 minutes and take 5 deep breaths. Why am I doing this? That will come on my last slide. Brain needs in between the breaks and lots of oxygen so that you can learn better. Okay. Now learning steps. I talk about learning steps. Just see the slide for 1 second and then I will start explaining. Yes, I will start now. You see first picture with lots of colorful numbers on the first window. The second one says 7 plus 2. Third one says 5 multiplied by 4. And then assimilation and accommodation and scaffolder, one arrow saying to teacher, something like this. I'm sure you can read all this. Now let me explain one by one what does this mean. Now see what is the situation in the classroom. The classroom is grade 1. I'm teaching my children numbers with lots of balls or the materials or the flowers and stones. Now children are thorough with numbers. They know what is 1, they know what is 2, they know what is before 4 and after 4 and all those things. They're thorough with numbers because teacher has used lots of material to teach them numbers. Now after 3 months, the step is like they need to learn addition. बेरीज शिकायची आहे. बेरीज शिकण्यासाठी it is very simple for the child because he is very much thorough with his knowledge about numbers. If you tell him that what is 7 added 2, like mother gives you 7 and father gives you 2, he will pick up 7 stones and add 2 and count from 1 to 2 and say 9. I have got 9 stones with me. Okay. From knowing from number to doing addition, it is very simple. They don't need anybody's help. They can apply their previous knowledge and create new information for them. That is nothing but assimilation. They can assimilate knowledge with the old one and create new one. I'm sure you've understood what is assimilation. Then goes for accommodation. Now accommodation is now teacher is, she knows that everybody knows numbers, they know addition. So teacher says multiply 5 by 4 and students, this is nothing but repeated addition. And children are like, oh my God, what does this mean? Repeated addition. They cannot use the old information for understanding the new concept. So they're like, teacher, we don't understand this. You have to explain me. So now the rules, this is called accommodation. They cannot accommodate this new knowledge with their old information. Now they need teachers' help or they need parents' help, where parents have to come and explain them with the material or in an interactive way what is multiplication, and then the aha effect will come saying that, oh, now I realize what you were saying, that it is repeated addition is multiplication. But they need teachers' help. They need somebody to guide, a facilitator to help them to accommodate this step. So basically, I would explain another thing, a very simple example. Suppose I want to make kheer. So my first thing is that I call up my sister and I ask her, ki mala kheer banwaichi hai, to kashi banvu? So first thing she'll say, it's very simple, don't worry. I will explain you on the phone and you can make it. So she told me, okay, take a pan, just put little ghee, add some rava, just fry it for some time, then add water and sugar, boil it. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I understand. I could make my kheer. That was my first step, assimilation. Second, after 2 months, I called her up and asked her, I want to make shevayachi kheer now. Last time we ravechi kheer banole. Now I want to make some other kheer. So I asked her, ki kashi banwaiji? So she told me, "Aga, खूप simple. It's very simple. It's the same thing. You just replace rava and just add sevaya to it. And you can do it." Then I was like, okay, don't explain me. I can do it on my own. It's the same process, so I can do it. I don't need you to guide me now. So the same thing, 7 plus 2. After 3 months, I was motivated that I can cook very well. People were explaining and people were praising me and all those things. And I was like, okay, now the third step. Then one fine day I get up and I say, now I want to make a kheer of wheat. Gavachi kheer banwaiche mala. And I was like, let's not call up anybody. I know how to make it. So I tried the same process. I took the wheat, I fried it, just put little water, little milk, and then I was kept boiling it, and the kheer never turned up. It just never happened that kheer was ready. Then I called up my sister. So my sister was a scaffolder for me. I could not accommodate this new type of kheer. I could do ravechi and shevayachi kheer, but then the last kheer I could not make. So then the previous knowledge I could not apply to this third stage. And that's why I called up and I said, my sister, this is the thing, Preeti, this is the thing, and I cannot make it. So she says, wait, now don't be in a hurry. I will come, I will show you how to make the kheer, and then you start. So she came here. So she was a scaffolder. Where she came, she said it's a little different. You need to soak them. Even if it's called kheer, even if it's called repeated addition, it's really not like this. It is a kheer, but you need to use different steps and process. So this is what I try to explain you, learning steps. Assimilation, it's very simple. Accommodation, little difficult for some people. Accommodation is also very simple, but most of the class, they will need a scaffolder to create this new knowledge for them. I'm sure I could explain learning steps with 2 examples to everyone. If everybody has understood assimilation and accommodation, I want you to quickly create your own example and share it with us online. So I expect Shubhra ma'am to just be ready with her example for 1 minute, and then she will share. If she's understood this, then she can come up with new example. So I want Kalpana to unmute Shubhra ma'am after 1 minute. Is it okay, Shubhra ma'am, if you want to do it?
Okay, okay. I'll unmute. Shubhra ma'am. Shubhra ma'am, is it okay for you?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So could
Okay,
you please, yes.
Yeah. I don't know whether this example is right or not, but I'll definitely like to share it with you that because of this online classes, I've been learning how to make slides.
Yes.
So first I started with just writing on the slides and then assimilating them. That was
Yes.
very easy. But then for
Yes.
language slide, from language slide, when you go to social studies slide, that the same concept is not of any use, because in social studies slide I learned that you need to put pictures. For that I
Yes.
had to go to somebody who was an expert, and then
Yes.
once I put those slides together, and then I realized that they had to be edited because my commentary was sometimes going wrong.
Yes.
So then I tried the same thing, but I could not edit, so I had to again go to somebody else for editing, how to edit the slides. And I think
Okay.
this is how I reached my scaffolder.
Yes. So this is how the thing happens. Shubhra ma'am is doing this workshop second time and she could understand. I hope everybody in the team, there are 71 or 75 people in my chat participants. I hope you've understood this and try to make your own example in your book. I won't be able to tell everyone to share whether they've understood. If you've understood this concept and can apply it into your classroom, just type 4 on the screen. In your chat box, you can type 4 if you have understood learning steps. Okay, many of you have understood because people are saying number 4. So we go for the next slide now. Okay, now the next slide says learning pattern. What happens, how really happens? You need to pay attention to this. If you are really bored and tired, you just can take a break and look around here and there, then I will go for this because this is very important slide which I'm explaining now. So here you need to do little activity. If people are not having their pencils and notepad, please go and pick up your pen and pencil and come back to the desk. Okay, once you are ready with your pen and pencil, just put thumbs up. So I will understand and I'll start giving you one activity from my end. If putting thumbs up would be difficult, then type 5. Type 5 if you are ready with your notebook and pencil. Video दिखाते हैं हमें. Kalpana,
Yes, Neetu.
Can you give me access? Because if I want to show the video,
Yes.
yes,
Okay,
after
I
some time,
have
I now really I don't need immediately, but after some time when I finish explaining internal parts of the brain, I want to show that skit to everyone.
screen sharing. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll adjust it. Okay, I'll
yeah,
go to settings and I'll
yeah.
adjust.
You have little time because I still have to finish 2, 3 slides.
Okay, so I'll call to Satyajit
Yes.
and then he'll tell me where is the setting.
Okay, I think everybody is ready. Now we go start with our activity. Okay, now pick up your pencil and I'll say one picture that you need to draw in your book. Okay, so quickly, whatever comes in your brain, quickly make it a drawing on your book. So the first thing is that you have to make a drawing of a tree. Your time starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So two. झाडाचं चित्र. 4 and 5. Stop. Okay, I'm sure everybody is ready with their drawing. It is similar like you have a stem and then you have something like this on top. Isn't it? Everybody's drawing is almost like this tree drawing. Yeah. If everybody's drawing is similar like this, what I have explained, just type 7 in the box. Is it like this? Yes. Almost 100% people say the drawing is what I have drawn here. Similar. Everybody's drawing is similar. Okay, never mind. Now I'm going to tell you the next tree that you have to draw. Ready? So we start. I say that you need to draw almond tree. बदामाच्या झाडाचं चित्र काढायचंय. बदामाचं झाड. Almond tree. Your time starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stop. Okay, what happened at your end? I'll tell you. Few of you knew the drawing, some of you know how almond tree looks like. Many of you don't know almond tree. Okay, never mind. Whoever could make the drawing, well and good. Whoever could not make, fine. I will be explaining you. Now I'm telling you the third drawing. You need to draw. And the third drawing is. Okay. Can you see these 3 drawings? Yeah, they're not really clear. There's some problem showing those drawings on the screen, but then that's why I've drawn them on my book and trying to show. The first is the plain tree. Then second one is almond tree. People who didn't know almond tree, they draw the same tree and just add a little almond to it. Then I say pista tree. So the size of almond has gone a little small, but there is some small balls on the tree. Now I say the fourth drawing, Mitsubishi tree. Yes, yes. Now I'm back to my drawings. This is the first one. Second one again. Second one look like this. And when I said the fourth one, or the third one, or the fourth one, where I say Mitsubishi tree, you were like, what? What are you saying? Is there a tree, something like this? And you were confused what to draw. So let me explain with this example what learning pattern is. Okay, everybody is ready? I will start now. When I say tree, or you say any name which is very familiar, just imagine there is one person inside your brain. somebody will go inside, the postman will go inside, the watchman inside the brain will go inside. There are lots of cupboards inside the brain. He will open a cupboard which is named as tree, open that cupboard, remove
Neetu, we can't hear you. Hello, Neetu.
or that. So this thing
Neetu,
happened.
Neetu, please repeat it because we can't hear you now. Repeat from the from that slide, from the example, okay? Hello. Hello. Neetu, hello.
Hello.
Hi, yes, Neetu, please start, carry on.
Okay.
Start from the example, okay?
Right from the first example where I've started giving the drawing.
Not from that.
Yes.
That example that which tree you call that?
Yes, the last tree I said was Mitsubishi tree.
Yes,
And
Mr.
people were like the same what you see on the screen. Oh my God, what is this? I don't know. I've not heard. There's no tree, something like this, and kind of thing happened in your brain. Okay, so let's see one by one. First number was simple tree, where the watchman could go inside the brain, open a cupboard of a tree, remove one picture which was fixed by your teacher, and get it in the front. So that picture came here, and then you could make a drawing of that tree. It is nothing but simple thing that teacher, all of us went to the school and all the teachers fixed one picture in our brain, similar picture, that is tree. And this is how we could draw tree. When I said almond tree, okay, then now it went, the message went from your ears inside the brain. The watchman, you gave the message to the watchman that ma'am wants almond tree picture. So watchman was very intelligent. He went inside, opened the cupboard, and he trying to search, well, do I know almond tree? Do I have a picture of an almond tree inside the cupboard? And then he realized there's no almond tree. Okay. Watchman was very smart. He said, never mind. I know how almond looks and I know what tree is. So let's combine these two together and make a picture. Very intelligent watchman inside your brain. So you got two pictures. One was tree and one was almond, because you know badam kaya hai. So you just got two pictures, immediately put them together, and then one picture came in front of your brain, and you could draw a picture of almond tree, the same tree but little almonds in between. Again, third thing I said pista tree, the same thing. Watchman did the same thing what he did for the badam tree. And then when I say Mitsubishi tree, the watchman, the message went inside from your ear. Watchman got the message and he said, oh my God, I've never heard something like this. So he refused to go to any cupboard. He said, I don't have any kind of such picture in my brain. That's why you could not make number 4 picture. Okay, so simple thing from this example, you can understand that if you have previous picture, in the language of brain, we don't call that picture. It is not really picture inside the brain. It's a program. So ट्रीचा प्रोग्राम तुमच्या मेंदूमध्ये आहे, जो मी ट्री म्हटल्याबरोबर फ्रंटला येतो. So that is in brain's language called schema. So the first word on my slide is says schema. So don't call that picture. So we have lots of cupboards. We have lots of albums in our brain. So anytime, whatever I'm speaking to you now, that watchman is doing up and down, removing the similar or the same word which is stored in your brain, connecting that to new thing, what I'm saying, and creating your new information. And that is what learning pattern is. always new thing goes inside, it gets connected to the old picture which is already existing or similar program, trying to just overlap each other and create a new knowledge. So this is what learning pattern is all about. I'll be giving you one more example that will make your concept very clear. So go to the next slide. Okay, now learning pattern, I write schema and activity is grandfather. Okay. So this is the first one is my own father and second one is my husband's father. I live with the second one and we have a joint family. I have a daughter who is almost 3 years old with me, and then she hardly sees my father because he stays far away. He stays in Pune. So first one is Puneche Azoba and second one is Kolhapurche Azoba. Okay, so we have two grandfather, one from Pune and one from Kolhapur. I stay in Kolhapur, so the second one is right with me. So when my daughter is just growing little bigger, I try to explain her. I tell her, this is your grandfather. Now you know what is happening inside her brain. Her brain is looking at the second picture. She's looking the pattern of everything. The brain is making a program of this grandfather who's got specs, who's got curly hair, who's got mustache, who's short, who's little, tall, kind of all the characters of Kolhapur grandfather. She's storing, making a schema, making a photograph, and storing it into a cupboard called grandfather. The brain names it, and she is watching him every day. So grandfather, grandfather, that is called drill. Now next time she will not take longer time. She will just quickly see the grandfather and she'll say Azoba. She'll say grandpa. Okay. After some time what happens is my own father comes to Kolhapur and I will just get my daughter and I tell her, Sanjana, this is your Azoba. This is your grandfather. Now the first thing the brain would say, no, that's not my grandfather, because this new man, the character, she's looking at this new Azoba. She's looking at him and she says, oh my God, I have one picture in my brain where the hair doesn't match with Azoba picture. The specs are not the same. His mustache are different. His color is different. All the things. Now the brain is trying to bifurcate these two together, trying to find out similarities. And she says, no, this is not Azoba. Brain is telling me the picture that I have as a grandfather, this new grandfather picture, this new grandfather schema is not at all matching with my old one. So this is not my grandfather. So I try to explain it to my daughter. Yes, you are right. Because the picture, what is in your brain, the first Azoba was very different. But remember, this is also your grandfather who is from Pune. Now, the watchman inside the brain trying to make another schema, new grandfather. Grandfather from Pune, Puneche Azoba, trying to see each and every character of Puneche Azoba. And she's making a new programs. And now the watchman will take that schema, put it into that same cupboard, but name two files differently. One is Puneche Azoba, one is Kolhapurche Azoba. So anytime, and if she keeps meeting these two people again and again, she will not be confused. After 5, 6 years, 7 years, she meets Puneche Azoba, she will be able to recognize him, Puneche Azoba. If she meets Kolhapurche Azoba, she'll say, okay, Kolhapurche Azoba. That quickly it will happen. But she needs to have the old picture in her brain. So these were two examples how schema happens in the brain, how new knowledge happens in the brain. So simple thing you can see is whenever you try to create new knowledge, children need to have some related schema in their brain. So if 3 years old child comes to your school and teacher is trying to explain them dog, if the same thing what happened with you when I said Mr. Pishi, you never had Mr. Pishi in your brain. So the same way, if the child doesn't know what dog is, so if teacher is trying to explain what dog is, the dog word will go inside the brain, but watchman will not be able to find any such kind of information. And that's why he will not be able to understand what dog is. So that's why these 3 years before child enters in the school or in the school of pre-primary school, our job is to just put lots and lots of photographs, albums, pictures or schemas in his brain so that when they go for learning new things, they'll be able to attach that new knowledge to the old one and create new knowledge on their own. I'm sure I could explain learning pattern with 3 different examples. If you've understood what I mean by this, just type number 8 in your chat box. Okay, so we go for the next slide now. Okay, stop typing 8. We are going for the next one. If you're not understood, you can ask me after the end of the session, but I need to move for the next one. Now it looks very difficult and complicated thing. Let's make it very simple. I have one video. I hope I can share that with you. I'm sure nobody should move for that because it's a very interactive kind of skit which we have done the shooting and trying to put it for you so you will understand better. Okay, inside the brain, important parts. Okay, keep on going. So I will have all the names. First one is cerebrum. Okay, somebody is still typing 8. Okay, don't type 8. Now pay attention to the next slide. Okay, cerebrum. Now you see the round circle which have been which is coming on your screen, the gray part, the topmost part. If you go to slide now, first slide where we made the brain, the topmost part, the pink part is called cerebrum. So you have all the centers of decision making, logical thinking, all this situated into this cerebrum, which is gray in color. So you see the topmost layer is nothing but neocortex or cerebrum. You need not go into the depth, but all your cognitive centers are situated into cerebrum. Decision making, logical thinking, all these things are situated in this top layer. So I've circled that part. The complete, that gray part, what you see in the picture is cerebrum. Now the next one is called thalamus. Now you see a circle inside that green part, you see a small round, white round, that is thalamus, which is inside the brain. So when we did the cut section of the brain, you see that peanut part inside white one. So that is the part where it is situated, thalamus. Very important one. Then the next one. Next, Kalpana. It's called hypothalamus, which is right next to thalamus. You can see the green pista green part, that is hypothalamus. I'll be explaining what their role. Just get to know where they sit inside your brain. So first one was cerebrum, second was thalamus, and then third is hypothalamus. Next. Then you see hippocampus. Do you see those 3 little knots on the right side where I've circled them? That is hippocampus, which is just very close to thalamus. And then the next one, the yellow part that you see on the screen is amygdala. I purposely have written this name into red because I want to explain more about amygdala, which is situated in this part, which is yellow in color. So that is amygdala. And next is cerebellum. It's small brain. You remember the model what we made? The last part, the white part which I added at the end is cerebellum or small brain. So there are many more parts inside the brain. I will not say there are only these many parts inside the brain, but for learning process, you need to know at least these many parts, not really into depth, but really what happens inside them. Okay, so I will be going one by one. Cerebrum takes care of all the centers, cognitive centers. Thalamus, which is situated in the center, the slide, the previous slide, please. Yes, now don't move this slide. You see that white part in the center? That is nothing but thalamus, and it works as a post office. Whatever message comes inside your brain, this part reads that message and tries to sort it out and try to send it to the right place. Suppose I get a message from outside and it needs some language thing. So I will read that and I will realize that I cannot do this. I need to send it to someone with language center. So thalamus is nothing but a post office who is sorting out all the messages in the brain. Now hypothalamus, which is pista in color, what does it do? Hypothalamus, just remember, it just tries to secrete chemicals in your brain according to the emotions. Now I get the message where I say I have scored first rank in my class. It's a happy news. So hypothalamus tries to secrete, showers chemical of happiness in your brain. The chemical of happiness is showered in your brain. All the centers are activated very well, and brain is ready to learn and accept new things. So hypothalamus does two things. It secretes chemical, the happy chemical and a sad chemical. Lots of names. There are other emotions also, but I'll be talking about just two things. So if I get a news like something is wrong with my husband or something wrong, my grandmother is passed away kind of thing. So the message will come inside me. The thalamus will send it. He will read it. He will tell hypothalamus, oh my God, my friend, there's a bad news. Hypothalamus will open his sad secretion. And when he starts secreting all that sad chemical inside it, cerebrum, all the centers become dull. They don't want to work because everybody is sad inside now. So the function of hypothalamus is to secrete chemicals in your brain. Now hippocampus are three knots on the right side. It is nothing but the memory unit. It stores memory. So we have three types of memory. One is instant memory, like I see and I forget. I see and I forget. So brain has got this special capacity. It doesn't keep whatever you don't need. Like if you were walking on the road and somebody crossed you, and if I ask you, do you remember what she was wearing? Your brain says, I don't need it, just wipe it. So that is called instant memory. Second memory is called short-term memory. What we learned from the school was short-term. After the exams, we didn't know anything about it. And the third one is long-term memory, where we learn swimming and cycling is stored into this compartment. That is called long-term memory. So hippocampus is a storage unit where memories are stored. Now the very important one comes is amygdala, the yellow part. What is amygdala doing? A very powerful person in the brain. Whenever you get a message or a threat or a punishment from your sense organs, the things that you don't like, if you are hungry and you cannot concentrate, amygdala gets activated. Amygdala is so active that it closes down all other people in the brain. And amygdala is active. So now cerebrum, all the centers in cerebrum are closed down. Hypothalamus is just giving the message to amygdala and saying that, my God, some teacher is yelling at me, teacher is beating me. So he's done the work, he passes that message to amygdala. Now hypothalamus is secreting solution for sadness. He's so sad. As soon as the chemical sadness, everything is gets diffused. Everything is down now. So now teacher says, my teacher has told me, teacher just has to take care of amygdala. तुम्ही फक्त amygdalaची काळजी घ्या. Amygdala सगळ्या शिकण्याची काळजी घेईल. That's what I learned in my course. की फक्त amygdala सांभाळा, तो सगळं सांभाळेल. You need to take care of amygdala. That's why when I just put my eyes and I say, where are you? Where is your homework? Stupid, nonsense, get lost kind of thing. I'm activating amygdala and stopping entire learning process for the brain. Okay. Now cerebellum, the last part, which is in blue color, it's the small brain. He says, come on, friends, all of you are very strong, I know, but you cannot do without me because I am the boss. Why I am the boss? Because cerebellum controls the temperature of your body, coordination, balance, all these things are taken care by cerebellum. So Lahan Mendu, which is here. Okay, so he says, okay, तुम्ही सगळे फार हुशार आहात, पण मी जर का बंद झालो तर तुमचं काही नाही चालणार, बॅलन्सच जाईल. So sometime if you are hyper, your body goes like you are very angry, your body temperature goes up. Cerebellum says, okay, I'm cooling it down, man, don't get angry. Body is heating up, I'll cool it down. Keep breathing. Cerebellum controls our रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टीम, श्वसनाचं सगळं काम सेरिबेलम करतो. त्यामुळे he says I am the boss. So I have just explained you all this in very short thing and very simple way. It's not that simple, but as a teacher, this much is I think enough to understand inside the brain. Now in one of my workshop, we did a skit with this. I'll be sharing that. The next slide would be a skit, but a little time because I'm doing it for the first time. I hope you try to understand what the audience, because audience is involved in this skit. Everybody's taken a role of cerebellum, thalamus, and somebody's become hypothalamus and how it works. So enjoy that skit. Till then, just give me a little break for my voice. So
wait. I'll stop the sharing and yes, now you can share the skit.
yes. Just give me 1 minute because I want to put this on the screen.
Okay, fine.
Hold me something. Okay. Yeah, the video will start. You can see me standing here. I was explaining the same workshop with my parents and few of the teachers also. So I've not taken the entire video. I've just put the skit of a brain, how it works. So it will just start a little before or after, and then you just listen to it carefully. Start. तर मला असं वाटतं की तुम्हाला मेंदू इथपर्यंत समजलाय. मेंदूचं मॉडेल केलं, मेंदूचे लेयर्स कळले, मेंदूतल्या आतल्या गोष्टींचं काम कळलं. You can hear me? Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Kalpana, I should go on.
Yes.
Yes.
No. We can hear the skit as well.
Okay, we will start now.
भाषा. मी सुप्रिया टीचरने भाषेचं केलं आहे. ओके, आता असं मेंदूत आम्ही सगळे उभे आहोत. आता काम चालू झाले. बाहेरून एक संदेश आलाय. संदेश घेऊन या. कानातनं संदेश आलाय. माझ्या कानात चालला. हा संदेश वेगवेगळ्या आपल्या ज्ञानेंद्रियातनं येतो, कधी नाकातनं येतो, कधी कानातनं येतो, कधी डोळ्याने येतो. असा संदेश समजूया. कान संदेश घेऊन आलाय. तर या कान आहे. म्हणा प्रीतीताई मी कान आहे.
मी प्रीतीताई मी कान आहे.
संदेश सांगा माझ्याकडे. मला संदेश आलाय. आता मी काय करते बघा. वाचला. मी आता संदेश वाचला.
पुढे मारा. स्प्रे करा.
ऍक्टिव्हेट झालं. हा आज मला संदेश आला होता. माझा पहिला नंबर आलाय वर्गात. काय केलं बघा. यांना पहिलं चालू केलं. अहो माझा पहिला नंबर आलाय. खुश झाल्या. स्प्रे करायला चालू केलं. हे स्प्रे केल्या ही सगळीच ऑन झाली. ह्या सगळ्यांना मग या भाषेच्या वेळेला अरे वा माझा पहिला नंबर आलाय. मग यांना गणित वाल्याला वाटलं की अरे किती बक्षीस येतील आता. काय करायचं पैशाचं पुढचं गणित. लॉजिकल थिंकिंग डिसिजन मेकर म्हणतोय. पेढ्या आणायच्या सगळ्यांना वाटायचे. डिसिजन मेकर म्हणतोय ना. ऍक्च्युअली त्याने दिलं नव्हते पेढे. त्याला नाही द्यायचे. तुम्ही कोण आहे. लॉजिकल वाला म्हणतो. अशी यांची स्वतःची दुकानं चालू झालेत आणि निर्णय क्षमता चालू झाली. यांना मी गप्प केले. बसलेत बघा खाली अमेरिकाला. यांनाही दिला. हे दुःख आहे. मग यांनाही मी ऑन केलं. हो पहिला नंबर आलाय, आठवा. त्यांना मेंदूत दाखवलं, सामईला नव्हता आला, आता पहिला नंबर आलाय. किती कष्ट घेतले, सगळ्या मेमरीज ह्या पण ऑन झाल्या. ह्यांना मी आनंद, बॅलन्स, आनंद झालाय. आम्ही सगळे ऑन आहे. चला ऑन व्हा, ऑन व्हा. आम्ही सगळे ऑन झालो. आलं लक्षात? मेंदू लाईट झालाय आतमध्ये. आता दुसरी बातमी येते, उभे राहा. झालं? तुम्ही काय करायचं नाही, खाली बसायचं. हला हला. बातमी होती, आजी वारली. दुःखाचं होतं. पहिले यांना सांगितलं, याने तर सगळ्यांना मागच्यानं बंद केलं. स्वतः रडायला लागले आणि पेमेंट सोडलंय. ॲमिगडालाला सांगितलं, तोही उद्युक्त झाला. त्यांनी सगळ्यांना यांना मी ऑन केलं. सगळ्या आजीच्या आठवणी यायला लागल्या. स्मृती होती ना आजी माझी, त्यांनाही सांगितलं, अहो आजी वारली. घाम उठलं. शरीराचा सगळा समतोल जायचं, करायचं काम ह्या करते. आणि मग तो संदेश मला कळला आणि त्याप्रमाणे आतमध्ये काम झालं. इथपर्यंत समजले? आता मुलाचा मेंदू आहे असं समजूया. आणि बाहेरच्या टीचरनी असा निरोप पाठवलाय, कुठं आहे अभ्यास, मूर्ख. काय काय मी सांगा, नेहमीच आहे तुझं येडा कुठला, जा बस जा. काय काय मी सांगा, तुम्ही सांगा, मी ऑन करणार. काय करू, यांना चालू करू? आता यांचं स्प्रे चालू झाले आणि कोणाला चालू करू? यांना आईची आठवण यायला लागली, बाईने एवढं रागवलंय तर. सगळ्यात महत्व, पळा तुम्ही जोरात, म्हणजे या. दुःख पाहिजे खूप जोरात. आता मी सांगते ते लक्ष दे आणि आई कोण आहे. जा वर्गात, जागेवर बस आणि आता मी काय शिकवायला लागले त्याच्याकडे लक्ष दे. जोरात थांबायचं नाही. हे जेव्हा चालू राहतं तेव्हा हे उठू शकत नाही. मग शिक्षण होईल का? हे पण किंचित ऑन झालंय. ताप यायला लागलाय, तापमान बिघडायला लागले, श्वसन सगळंच बिघडले. आता तेच बाई म्हणताय, उभे राहा, उभे राहा, उभे राहा. किती सुंदर आहे ग तुझं अक्षर, कायम तूच मला नोटीस लिहून द्यायची. मी काही नाही करत आहे बघा, आता ऑन व्हायला लागले. मी जोरात संदेश दिला आणि आता बाकीच्यानी चालू करायचं. मी असे संदेश पाठवणार आणि नाटुकलं तुम्ही करायचं. काय सुंदर आहे अक्षर, मोत्यासारखं. सगळे ऑन झाले का? पुढचा संदेश, उभे राहा. ढम भोपळा कुठला बघल तेव्हा चालू झाले बघा. पुढचं सांगू, फार मला तू आवडतेस, किती सुंदर आहे, काय डोळे टपोरे. शिक्षकाचं शिकवणं असं पाहिजे की ते डायरेक्ट तिसऱ्या टप्प्यात गेलं पाहिजे. आणि ते केव्हा जातं, जेव्हा ते स्वतः कृतीत असतात. मुलं जेव्हा करतात त्यांना कायम लक्षात राहणार आणि आपला रोल तर चांगलाच, कारण त्यांनी तो निभावलाय. यांचा येणार राहणार, यांचा येणार राहणार. आलं लक्षात? चला तुम्ही जागेवर बसा. मला नवीन माणसं पाहिजे जी हे रोल करते.
Okay, Kalpana, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I hope everybody has enjoyed this small little skit where parents were performing and tried to understand the function of each part inside the brain. I was post office, the teachers and the parents had done amygdala, somebody was center, somebody was small brain, and we tried to explain all this thing what I was explaining through slides, through that skit. If you've understood this, just type number 9. Okay, Kalpana, let's go for the next slide. Okay. Now let's get to know basic needs of brain. I'm not going to read this slides. You know, brain needs food, sleep, water, and oxygen. So really, children, do they really get all this? For my children, I run a school which starts early in the morning at 7:45. So children come from through school bus and they start at 6 o'clock. They leave home at 6 o'clock. So they don't eat their breakfast so early. So you can imagine children are like, if you have a mobile, you need to charge that mobile in the night, then it works the next morning. So if the children's brain is not charged well, whatever, how much ever I'm teaching them in the class, is it going to benefit them? Are they going to learn anything? There's no food because children don't eat the breakfast. Now sleep, they sleep very late. Looking at our lifestyle, every day we have some kind of party and children sleep late, or they're playing on some video games kind of thing. So brain doesn't get time to organize the schemas in the brain. Everything is all shuffled in the brain. So what happens is no sleep, no organized things. So if teacher is saying something, the watchman inside cannot find that thing. All these things, blah, blah, inside the brain keeps happening because the brain is not organized. When they sleep, the information is organized well. But now here, it's not organized. Water, children hardly drink water. Early morning, 6 o'clock, they don't drink water. And brain needs, every cell in the body needs water. And last is oxygen. We never start our assembly with lots of exercise where they take lots of oxygen inside. It's that simple rot, jana gana mana, and then stand in a line and check your ears and go. So I think when the school starts, I try to change all this for my school. Like you need to eat something in the morning. Children should sleep on time. So these are basic needs of brain. At your end, in your school, you can try different ways. If this is satisfied well, the brains are enlightened to learn. Otherwise, they are not charged at all. Oxygen is very easy. Now, the government also explaining that you need to give them water bell. Remind them to drink water, it seems. So we have started the water bells also for them. One slide behind. Kalpana, one slide behind. Okay, one more slide. Yes, so this is the basic need of our brain, and try to satisfy that, then the brain will work very fast. Next slide. Okay, teacher or parents role. As I say, there are a list of things, teacher's role, what teacher should do, what teacher should not do, what parents should do. I've just written few of them related to brain. First thing is take care of amygdala. The yellow part in your brain, you remember? Yes. Take care of amygdala. That means don't scream at them, don't punish them. Think of their emotional need and all those things. If you take care of amygdala, it will take care of learning process. Teach them in such a way that it stays in their long-term memory. So constructivism, learning by doing, use different ways so that memory is stored into that third compartment of long-term memory, not that instant memory or short-term memory. Take care of basic needs of brain, give them food, water, oxygen, all those things. Focus on brain-based learning. I did not explain what is brain-based learning. All learning happens in brain. If you go and Google on brain-based learning, you will find lots of information where brain is involved and then learning happens. Do not punish. Very simple. Do not punish, otherwise it will activate their amygdala and stop all the learning centers. Involve students in learning, child-centric learning, and all those things. I'm not going to talk about this. So the last line I say, a good teacher doesn't teach, but helps them to learn. Yeah, this is the basic rule of constructivism. You need to be a facilitator, you need to be a guide. You arrange a situation in such a way that they learn. Their brain learns on their own and it goes into long-term memory. So your role is to arrange a situation. Children are with us for 13 years. They come in playgroup and leave the school in 10th standard. In this 13 years, I need to teach them how to learn, how learning happens. Easiest way. It's not just delivering content after the exam, just do blah, 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 be parrots and then just go out. I don't want that. In fact, I want them to learn how learning can be more easy, different ways of learning. So you as a good teacher, try to do all this. Next slide. Next slide. Yes, these are some reference books you can read. Marathi people, Ramesh Pansenचं नाव 25 वर्ष झालं रमेश पानसे सर ह्याच्यात काम करतात. He's my guru. So करता करिता is a wonderful book. त्याचं पान आणि पान तोंड पाठ आहे मला. You will enjoy this book because I've already explained the brain to you. So वाचताना difficult नाही जाणार. नव्या शिक्षणाच्या नव्या दिशा talks about constructivism. We are not into reading of this. I think we are more onto adopting technology now. But never mind. I'm sure you will enjoy these. Some books I hear. Learning Brain is another good book. Brain-based learning is very good book. So if you want to read something related to this, these are the reference books. Okay. I've been working with Cambridge, as Kalpana said. I'm working as a resource person for Cambridge. I go and do training for teachers, training for schools and all those things. So we have some other workshops also here. Teachers of Tomorrow, Constructivism in Education. Doot Tuk Masa is a very special program for parents. New ways of teaching, types of learner, basics of maths. Indo-Finnish, because I was in Finland to study their education system for a very long time. So when I came back, I wanted to change my school into Indo-Finnish because my grandmother-in-law started this school 1946. That time, the entire school was Montessori school. We are the first pioneer of Montessori school in Maharashtra. So after so many years, now I want to change my school to Indo-Finnish school. So Indo is India and Finnish is Finland. So I've learned that and I was very impressed with this. So trying to do different things with my school. Active learning is another kind of workshop. We do different kinds of workshop, but I've just put a little kind of my work here. So you can understand if you need any guidance or help on this, I'll be definitely doing that help for you. And that's it. Thank you very much. I try to explain my brain. This is my email ID. I stay in Kolhapur, very far away from Chandrapur. Kalpana wanted me to come to Chandrapur so many times. But then finally, she could arrange this. I'm very thankful to Kalpana that this is my second webinar just because of her. She forced me. I was like, I cannot do this online kind of teaching. I need interactive. I'm a constructivism teacher. She said she was so sure that I'll be able to do it. And she gave me a chance. Thank you so much, Kalpana. Thank you all the people who joined this. And I tried to share my whatever information, knowledge that I have synthesized and try to give it to you. Once again, thank you very much. If you liked my workshop, just type number 10 and that's it.
Thank you very much, Neetu. And again, means I think this is my fourth time that I attended your workshop on brain-based learning. And even though every time I learned new thing from you.
Yes.
Means a really awesome, stupendo, fantabulous job. Really, I appreciate your effort.
Thank you.
And every time your energy level and what you are doing, really, I have to learn all these things. And as you said, only because
Yes.
of me you did this, and only because of my one of my friend Deepika Gode, I arranged this webinar for the teachers because she forced me, she urged me to arrange the webinar again for the teachers who are interested in brain-based learning. So that I think Shubhra ma'am is smiling and I think that she also enjoyed the workshop again. Yes.
Can I hear people talking about this so that I can make improvement where I went wrong, whether they understood?
Yes, so
Can you
two
just
people,
unmute some people?
yes, two participants raised their hands. I'm going to
Yes.
unmute them and
Yes.
then they can, okay. One is Sudarshan Goswami. Yes, sir. You can ask. Yes, sir, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Namaste, ma'am. It was very nice lecture by
Namaste.
you.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But I missed your constructivism by.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. If I come to Chandrapur, we will arrange where I teach live. That's more fun.
Yeah, I raised my question so in chat box, ma'am.
Yeah.
That is for a second. If teacher spends 1 hour and 19 minutes without break, on online.
Yes. Yes.
How will the brain work?
Okay. So it is difficult. It is really difficult. So I had to add lots of activities in between where I could tell you breathe 5 times, take lots of oxygen for some time. Yes, I could not control it. I tried my best to do that. So you have to arrange a lecture in such a way that you try to put their interest for a long time. It is a very difficult task. I know it.
Thank you. And then I'm going to unmute Nadeem Khan.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for letting me in, Kalpana ma'am. Yeah, Nitu ma'am, my question is there
Yes.
are many myths making rounds in all these circles about the capacity of human brain.
Yes.
And I recently saw a movie on Amazon that name of the movie is Lucy, where the girl is making 100% use of her brain, and
Yes.
the normal scientists saying that humans make only 10% use of brain. So
Yes.
that is one concern. Is that a myth or reality? And second thing, we have learned about the left brain, right brain theory.
Yes.
Is it real that people use different brain portions for different activities like social emotional things? Right brain works
Yes.
and logical things, left brain works.
Yes. So you asked me 2 questions. First one
Yeah.
was really, are we using the complete brain? Yes, we are not. Yeah, because the brain capacity is much more than what we are utilizing. The second one you asked me about 2 sides of the brain. Yes, the left controls the right, right controls. So if you see my brain, after reading, learning about brain, I've realized I use left brain more. I'm a creative kind of person. I'm not very good with language and all those statistic kind of thing. So jokes apart, but then I realized my hair has started graying on my left side more than the right side. Maybe I use this side more. So people have different capacity and they use different ways the brain and their the abilities and all those things. So yes, right and left theory is absolutely right.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I want to share one more thing with you, Khan sir. I watched your webinar and I was very happy to listen to you. It was wonderful webinar that day. You gave us so much of information and you just relieved all our tensions about technology and adopting. One thing I liked was the water, the way all these webinars are coming to us. So it's like that you said something about fire machine, fire brigade, where the water is coming into the big amount and you cannot take that. And then you said it should go slow and steady. That's why Kalpana asked you why so many less people for today's webinar. And I love that part when you said this. I really appreciate that and I enjoy your webinar very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
So nice.
Okay, now I am going to unmute Ajay Chalkure, sir. Yes, Ajay, sir.
Good evening, Kalpana ma'am, and good evening, Neetu ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, first of all, let me congratulate you and also thank you at the same time for giving us such a wonderful and important information and presentation for all our English forum teachers and friends who have been really benefited by a very precise and very artistic presentation, and I'm sure that they must have learned so many things about the brain and the way the things that we should have in our mind while teaching in the class. This is all about it. And with this, I just want to ask one doubt which is going on in my mind as I have connected myself to this presentation. And since we are all teacher, we generally put ourselves into the classroom and we find that there are about 50 students sitting around, and where we try to make them learn something. We try to teach some concepts to them, right?
Yes.
So having learned how how the brain works, okay, now my question is, there are 50 students, okay,
Yes.
and there all the reactions of all the 50 students will be different at a particular thing that I speak speak in the class, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
like you said that amygdala
Yes.
is a most important thing. We should take care of it, right?
Yes.
Suppose if I
Yes.
am shouting at some student, or if student is not good, or I am displeased with some student, if I
Yeah.
am firing that particular student, I know
Yes.
that firing is not allowed, but still,
Yes. But
uh,
we do that. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
we do that. Okay,
Yes.
it's a
Yes.
very practical question. So
Yes.
if I am firing that particular student, it
Yes.
sometimes so happen that
Yes.
he should get into the fear, but he doesn't.
Yes.
He
It
enjoys
doesn't.
it. So
Yes.
it reacts other way also. So it is not.
Yes.
And if you see other students reacting to it, some is reacting differently. The student sitting next to him may be more fearful than whom you are firing,
Yes.
right? So these
Yes.
are the mixed reactions in the class, and
Very true.
every individual have the effect of our teaching differently to the different students.
Definitely.
In such a scenario, how do you expect us to deliver it equally to the students in the class?
Yes. You explained it in such a well manner that you've understood so much. You were using amygdala, the word. I'm very happy because every after my workshop, my people who attend the workshop start speaking in this language, the brain language. They call it amygdala. They use these words. So I'm very happy about that. It is practically not possible to teach everyone in the same way. So we have 50 students, everybody is physically present. But suppose I am hungry, you cannot do anything about that. How much of a good you are teaching, how much of a material that you are using. If I'm feeling hungry inside, my brain members inside will not allow my learning centers to open. So it's not in your hand. So school is not there to give them knowledge. School or the teacher is just there to give them information. Converting that to knowledge is to their end. That can happen in the class, or they can go back home, they synthesize, or I would say half, 2 or 3%, third day they don't remember what we have said in the class. So it's not in your hand. Schools, I always say, is a center to deliver information. We don't create any knowledge for anyone. Now I've been explaining so well in this webinar that I'm trying to explain, but everybody is not getting in the same way. Maybe what I'm speaking is not acceptable. Some people think that it is not useful for me. So they are sitting here, but they don't need it. So brain is not taking it inside also. It just staying there. So it is very difficult as a teacher's job to deliver 100%. I grade myself, maybe it's just 7% will lift with them and they go back home. If they really like it, if they really feel it is useful for them in future, then they might synthesize that to knowledge. Otherwise, information go into short term or that instant memory, and the brain will delete it in the night because it's not useful for them. It will just go off. So there are many aspects why brain will keep it and convert that into knowledge. It's not in our hand. We try our best, but then it's really difficult. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. George, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Neetu, ma'am. My question is that should we have a counselor in every school? Can we suggest this to the government? Because the counselor can counsel the students and pinpoint problematic students, careless students, or
Yeah,
disturbed students.
Yes.
Students who misbehave in class,
Yeah.
in school, and then the counselor can counsel the teacher also how to deal with the students, the parents also. The parents will understand that they should not expect too much from the children.
Yes.
That is what I want
Yes.
to ask.
Counselor is very important for the school because as a teacher, we are trained with how to teach in the class and little bit of psychology. So we know little bit of their misbehavior. We can guide them there and there. But then if it is more than that, we have done as a B.Ed or a D.Ed program, we are not allowed to do trial and error with that child. The people experts. Like the other day I was listening. If you have problem with your teeth, you should go to a dentist. You should not go to a cobbler.
Yes.
Yeah, so children have a problem which cannot be understood by the teacher because we are not trained for that. We are not allowed to give any suggestions. More than, I would say, more than child or teacher, I think many a times parents need counseling because there's nobody to guide them. Because they just do all trial and errors, or they ask their mothers the questions, get the information from the friends, and do little trial and error. Nobody to. Now today I am a mother of 25 years old child, but as a mother, my age is 25. Nobody taught me how to be a mother. Was there a course when I got my own child? I was learning with trial and error, trial and error. So I tell my parents in my meeting that even if your age is 30, as a mother, you are 3 years old. Because when you got a baby and now your child is 3 years, so as a mother or a father, you are 3 years old. So you need somebody, good support as a counselor. So every school should have a counselor and definitely should help all the parents and teachers and the child. It will add to your academics. No, absolutely no two ways about it, whether you should have or no. You should have one.
Okay, thank you. Now I would like to request Deepika ma'am, please put your thanking note for the session. Deepika.
Okay, thank you, Kalpana. First of all, I would like to thank Neetu ma'am for accepting our request and coming on online for us. And ma'am, your webinar was excellent. Whatever Kalpana said, that it was fantabulous. We from English Forum Nagpur thank you very much and hope that whenever we want you with us for some advice, you will be there for us.
Yes.
One question I would also like to ask you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I always didn't the animals evolve?
Yeah, I cannot hear the last line.
Yes, we evolved. Human beings grew, is it? Hello?
Kalpana,
Hello?
can you hear and
Can
repeat
you
it for
hear?
me?
No,
No, it's just
yes,
breaking.
Deepika, now speak.
Breaking.
Yeah,
Speak.
I said that we all evolved. Our brains grew, isn't it?
Yes.
Hello? Huh?
Yes,
So
yes.
why didn't animals evolve? What
Yeah,
happened to their brains?
Yeah. I understand that this happened because it was our
मावशीने प्रश्न
need.
विचारला बघ. She is
Yes, we
asking the
went on wanting new things. Our demands, our expectation went on increasing, and that is how we evolved our brain. Whenever there is need, then we search for something, and we always wanted something new, the same thing. Now, as I say, the technology is in. Now our brains have started accepting it. So human beings are inborn with a good brain, and then they want new things again and again for them. And that's why, so comfort zone and then all these things, animal always stayed with only that reptile brain. They never had more demands about life, and they did not, their brain is not evolved so much. But then you can see dog's brain or parrot's brain. They start speaking. Dogs can understand emotions.
Yeah.
If you develop that, the dog is like every dog. But when you have a pet as a dog, after some time he really has emo connections with the owner. The brain centers do develop in him.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You satisfied me.
Okay, thank you, Neetu. Thank you very much. Now I am going
Yes.
to end the meeting. Thanks a lot for joining this session. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.